I've never, I don't rarely get to hear people, especially in this area, about September 11th. But I have to say that, like, I would have never thought to call families
Yep.
down to the firehouse so that they, because like, what's going to cause the anxiety, information, and the lack thereof, and having everybody together and that support is kind of like, I mean, I don't know if that was your thought process, but I was just like I went like, wow, that's a pretty smart move. I wouldn't.
It was the most difficult thing I'll probably ever see in our lifetime. With no doubt about it. Or
Yeah,
all of us in our
all of us,
lifetime.
yeah.
It was the most brutal thing. Doesn't mean it won't be the last, but
Mm-hmm.
all I can remember is my boss calling me. I was en route to actually Terrytown, and he turned me around. He says, "Go home." I'm like, "What are you talking about, John?" He says, "Go home. You ever not listen to the radio?" It wasn't. And he explained what was going on, and I turned the radio on. I quickly, as I'm returning down 2-way, you can see the column. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh my God. I got to the office, the chief's office. No, nothing was going on, Hawthorne. Turned TV on, and I tell you, tears flew. It's like, what do we do? What do I do? Am I supposed to just sit here?
Mm-hmm.
And then you can start getting calls from basically mutual aid associations, just
Yep.
stay put. And then we quickly got dispatched to Rochelle Park. And I said to myself, I said, I don't want my wife home alone, not knowing. I want everybody together.
Yeah.
And if we're going to stand by in quarters because we don't know what's happening, I want them all together. And that was the call. Bring your people together. We don't care about food. We'll pay for it. Just put your people together. And that was pretty much the premise of the most of the day until things started to
It was.
subside at the end of the day.
Yeah, I mean, I remember it like very vividly, and we got called pretty quickly into it to go into the city with our rescue truck because at the time we had a mobile cascade system on the truck. So our mutual aid dispatched us through the city. FDNY was looking for air trucks, thinking that they were going to need large amounts of air in the city because of the conditions, and wild. I mean, I remember going down 208, and we come through 208's a main highway, county highway, state highway. I don't know, state highway.
State
it
highway,
is.
yeah.
State highway that comes down through, like stems from my area down, and as you go down, you can see the New York City skyline, and then you go into Hawthorne where Joe is, and then you end up at Route 4, which takes you right to the George Washington Bridge, and I mean coming down the skyline, I mean just seeing it like right in front of you, and I saw, quick story. I mean, you said you. I remember I was at work. My office was in Saddlebrook, which is like 20 minutes from the city, and we all had Nextel phones. Remember the Nextel?
Nextel
Push to
worked.
talk, right? Nextel, right? So the Nextels go off, and it was like alert message, like World Trade Center's been hit by a plane, and I'm like, holy shit, and I'm like, I'm out of here, right? Family business, whatever. I boss. I'm like, I got up right away. My first thought was firehouse, right away. First thought was who was working because we have so many friends in the city. And then the second thought was, got to get to the firehouse. But before I went to the firehouse, I actually jumped on Route 80, drove up to Lakeview, which is Clifton and Patterson border. You can see a great view of the city from up there. And so I'm up there and saw the second plane hit. And saw that happen. I was standing in the schoolyard, and it was crazy because I remember looking around, and all the cars were stopped on the street. City bus, stopped. People were, against the window. It was crazy. It was very surreal. Jumped in my car. First thought was get to the firehouse. Drive up to the firehouse. Crazy thing about my department is our fire ground frequency is actually Manhattan citywide frequency with a different PL code on it. On all of our radios, we can turn the PLs off. So you just hit a button and then you got the city. And I'm listening to it in my car from, in a 25-minute drive back to my firehouse, listening to all of the transmissions, and then got to the firehouse and there were already 15 guys there, and everybody's watching it, blaring over the radio. We're listening to, the collapse. We're hearing guys saying they're trapped underneath rigs, and I mean it was just incredible. You want to talk about whirlwind of emotions, and for us, I think here, it just impacted us so hugely. All of our communities lost many people. We have a lot of bedroom communities that people work in the financial district, and we lost a bunch of people from my hometown. We lost a good friend of mine, and good solid brother who was working in the city, Dana Hannon. We lost him. He was a White Call firefighter, and so on. And so, it's just crazy. It was just such a surreal event, and it really impacted us hugely here. And I don't know why I just went off on that tangent, but it's a story that I don't tell often, and it just.
The mindset drove you to the firehouse.
Oh yeah,
That's exactly
drove
what
me
it
to
is.
and called my girlfriend at the time, and who's now my wife. And I said to her, She was running around and she was aware of it, and I said, I'm going to the firehouse. And then I remember calling her and saying, we just got dispatched going to the city, and she was hysterical. And I said, we're going. I said, just sit tight. You want to come down to the firehouse, whatever, and so on. So, crazy.
Yeah, it was a
Crazy
tough day.
time.
That was a day that, but again, you brought
Yeah,
people
the
into
firehouse was the center of
Exactly.
of the day. So, I don't know.
And I guess encouraging the younger people coming aboard is that there's a need. There's a need for everything they do. At any given time, that need could become disastrous. It could be
And
so important.
And how important the firehouse is.
Firehouse is a community resource.
And if you have, I think at times the firehouse, the firehouse always used to be the center of attention for any town or municipality. And I think we've gotten away from that. And then I think when things like that happen, we become the hub again, right? The glimmer of hope, the glimmer of good news. And we have to make that building, and not just the building, but the fire department and the fire service in general, as that welcoming beacon, not only to the town and to your residents, but also to your own members. And that goes to everything that we've been talking about for the last hour and a half tonight, is, the firehouse has to be an open and welcoming place. Yeah, for the residents and for the people we serve, our customers, but first and foremost, our own people.
we've decided to be their servant, we should be their servant.
Yeah.
With the pride and tradition that we've been given from elders years back. So,
Yeah. Well
if
said,
our
Chief.
young people move forward with that, they'll be proud as can be, and they'll be teaching some of the younger kids down the road. So,
That's it.
I think it's there.
It's awesome. Very awesome.
Yeah.
I think what you guys are bringing forward is fantastic. I really do. I give you kudos.
Thank you,
I
Chief.
think it's
Thank
something
you.
that will have a mark in the fire service for years to come.
I hope so.
I do.
I just, there's such value in this, and to capture, you were so kind to be here tonight and to share your story, and I thank you. I think so many valuable things came out of this tonight.
Yeah. Yeah.
And, it's with everybody. We sit down with all these guys, and it's just like the amount of things that come out. I sit here, and I'm just so thankful that I can be a steward of this, and to hopefully gather all these stories and information and get it out there, disseminate all that to everybody. But thank you for your time. We talk about how busy we all are. Thank you.
I think you're in infancy with this thing, and I think it's going to grow. How about that?
Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. So.
Each time it's like going to an amusement park for the first time and not knowing how the rides work.
Yeah.
That's why I
Yeah.
like it. Like, well, forget it. It's roller coaster.
We're getting there, though.
Let's
We're
see how
getting
this
there.
goes.
But,
But yeah, it's good.
Anyway, Chief of Department Joe Speranza from the Hawthorne, New Jersey Fire Department. Thank you, Chief, for being here.
My
Thanks for
pleasure.
being here.
For Jeremy and
Rob.
be safe, guys. Thanks for checking us out, and follow our stuff. YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and soon to be our iTunes account will be up. So thanks for following us, guys. SoundCloud and so on. So thanks for following us. We'll talk to you all soon. Be safe. Thank you.